Maybe a long distance relationship could work with like someone who wasn't an alcoholic. Siobhan writes, I met a great girl. We both want something serious. We go to school where we internship internationally every 4 months. I'm headed to Ireland, her Toronto. We will be back together at school in the fall. How do you keep the romance alive for 4 months? Long distance is the worst. The thing about long distance relationships is that for the most part, they only work when two things are happening. One is if you previously had a relationship before the distance was added, because you have that base. You know each other's day to day, you know the worth of the relationship. I just got tagged in an Instagram post from junior prom with my ex-boyfriend from high school. Two, it also works if you two have a plan. There has to be an end date to when the distance will be resolved. Like one of you will move to the other one, or you guys both move somewhere else together. Otherwise, it can be really, really torturous. One of the worst parts about long distance relationships are when you two eventually fight. When you fight, you won't feel resolved. How could you? You know, when you fight, you can see the other person's face, you can hold them, you can reach out to them. You're not going to feel resolved when there's a phone between you. This is truly disorienting. Long distance means that you're constantly attached to your phone. I remember being so not present. You just feel like you're in two places at once, but also nowhere. I'm like genuinely concerned he doesn't realize we broke up. It's okay to look at something and be like, okay, well, this realistically won't work out right now, at this moment. Maybe if you two are in the same city at some point, but right now, if you want a serious relationship, I advise you to find it with someone in your time zone who can give you what you want and vice versa. It blows. I totally get it when you meet someone that doesn't live where you live and you're like, you're the most amazing. I think you realize that a huge part of relationships is timing. And if you guys can't even be in the same place for 4 months, that's just going to be torture. I think that you can spend these 4 months doing other things, focusing on other things. Otherwise, you're just going to be like attached to your phone and, you know, trying to match someone else's international schedule. And you're not going to be enjoying the fact that you're in Ireland. You're going to so regret it if you just stayed in your tiny little Irish hostel Skyping with this girl in Toronto when you could have been out to Irish pubs, like, you know, getting really drunk with alcoholics. I don't know what they do in Ireland. I made it like very clear that I broke up with him, right? But maybe he thought the last like 7 years was just like a break. So how do you keep the romance alive? Maybe you don't. Maybe you keep the romance alive with someone else that's near you. Long distance fucking sucks, and it's really hard to keep romance alive. There's only so many flowers you can send. There's only so many, you know, care packages you can send. Maybe you'll blissfully jump into each other's arms and, you know, eat each other out until the sun comes up, but until then, you need to not deny yourself good stuff. I'm also a giant hopeless romantic, so a part of me would probably be doing exactly what you're doing, which would be to hold out for them and not fuck anyone else or not like anyone else and sit and wait for your call. You know, there's that side of me that would completely do that as well if I truly believed that me and this other person had a shot. I don't even take my own advice sometimes. This is kind of one of those things where, like, this helps me too. Where, like, I give advice, but I also don't take my advice. But if I helped anyone with my advice, then it, like, makes me believe I should take my own advice. Does that make any sense? It's like a circle. I got broken up with over FaceTime, which was not my face's favorite time. You still have to hold your phone out and see yourself crying. It's like a mirror, but like a shitty mirror.